This college football picks week 1 part 2 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast brought to you by our Patreon. Score exclusive perks, content, and contests, including our NFL win totals contest with $1,000 prize. Join today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is offering you a chance to win $15 million in prizes with Best Ball Mania 4. Use promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. We're also brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use code SGP. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any college football bet. Only on DraftKings with code SGP. Finally, we're brought to you by our College Football Bankroll Challenge. Up to $3,000 up for grabs. Get all the details over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bankroll.
What's up? It's the most must-see WWE superstar of all time, The Miz, and you are watching SGPN. Let it ride.
Long Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Have we heard back from the NFC West on our pitch for Oregon State and Washington State to join the division?
We did throw it out there. Again, Pac-12 looking to unload some teams. NFC West down year with the Arizona Cardinals. We are here talking about part 2 of our college football picks for week 1. If you missed part 1, obviously check that out. That's hitting on all the Thursday, Friday games. These games, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Joining us here via remote hotline. The hotline has been quarantined as Colby. Joining us here, Colby Dant, aka Colby, aka the Dantabase. How you feeling, Colby?
Football season. What I try to do is I try to get sick right before the football season. So I go out and I try to get all the whatever's. I live in Venice Beach is right here. I normally just try to make sure I get infected by get my immune system really strong for the season, man. So I'm ready.
He's licking railings.
It's always great to have Colby via remote.
Do I still have a list?
No, Colby, you sound good. We got your audio nice and clean.
Just sipping that beautiful whiskey.
If you're feeling under the weather, a hot toddy always goes well.
Oh,
I think
Sean.
Blake Bortles is better than Dak Prescott.
Sean, right?
Well, we already, I don't think we need to hit on pro. We're talking college here, Colby.
Oh, please, in the patron show idea, real quick. You got to put it a lemon tree. Just write lemon tree. So we can tell stories of the lemon tree. Maybe the stories are funnier to me than you, but
what?
We had a tremendous lemon tree in Burbank.
Oh yes,
at the house.
Definitely add that to the list.
And let's just say, at least one party, Sean decided to make a hot beverage.
Oh yes. To be clear, it was not a lemon party. It was a party that involved lemons. And got insanely wasted.
And I actually do behind the scenes. I took a picture of a billboard that's called something lemon party. And so at some point in the future, Colby's going to be photoshopped onto it. We're going to put it out. It's going to be excellent.
Colby just coming off knocking out his college football picks. Got through. Colby, confirm for the audience you have released all 133 college football team previews.
They're not out yet. They'll be out
What?
though. They're not out. I had 2 teams left when I got sick that I was planning to go live with. So they will be out though.
Brian, this is corporate. I mean, corporate gambling is they're involved in biological warfare trying to stop Colby.
You can take
his
my
mission
health,
to preview all
but
the
you'll
teams.
never take my freedom.
His Wyoming
Sorry,
preview.
Western Michigan fans. Sorry, Western Michigan fans.
Of all the directional Michigan teams, you pick mine. You pick the team that I selected to be my
and Colby, we have Wyoming on the slate. I didn't even get to prepare by listening to the Wyoming team preview.
That one will get done. That one will get done.
People are talking about Wyoming being Colby's Jordan's flu game. That's going to be the Wyoming team preview.
Some are saying, why didn't you schedule New Mexico State week 14?
All right, enough messing around. Oh, listen to that music. Got a big announcement too. Or wait, you know what? Should we do? That was too fun. I was gonna try different announcement music, but what beats this? Tell you nothing. Great news. The college football bankroll challenge is back. That's right, completely free to enter. You can get the link over at the SGPN app, or you just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bankroll. Get a bunch of fake credits. You bet them, quote unquote, and then whoever has the most credits at the end of the season wins. $1,000 to first place, $500 to second place. But that's just where it begins. If you are a Patreon for the college football season, your prize is double. So that means instead of getting first place, or when you hit first place, instead of getting 1,000, it's doubled up to 2,000. 500 becomes 1,000. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/bankroll for all the details. And we're about to pick a ton of games. You know we're getting the lines from good buddies over at DraftKings. Make sure you use promo code SGP. Bet $5. Get $200 in bonus bets when you get down on any college football game. We've given you so many plays. There's just obviously a massive slate, so much action, and you can get it all over on DraftKings. Love the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Biggest menu. They call DraftKings a Jersey diner because anything you want, they got it on their menu. Download that DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use promo code SGP. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 in college football, only on the DraftKings Sportsbook with code SGP. The crown is yours.
This is Rocky montage-esque.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Wow, never made it to the end of that song.
It's a great song. The buildup was there. I did feel like as you were climbing up those proverbial stairs at the end there, maybe even like your hero Rocky going up those stairs. You stumbled, but you made it. And that's the metaphor, right? We get back
thought
up.
I infected the studio, man.
Oh
no.
Well, I mean,
still have a lisp.
Fortunately, Colby, when you have children, you're just a little bit sick all the time. So because they're disgusting and they mingle with their friends, and nowadays, like fuck, I mean, they went from being afraid of all germs and wearing masks excessively to, I mean, they might as well be licking each other. It's ridiculous.
Well, they might. I mean, once you get to high school,
you see the way they dress at these high schools now. Don't get me started.
All right, Ryan, we'll get off your lawn later. Let's get to the picks.
Well, I mean, why don't we get off my lawn, then make picks?
Sounds
9 a.m. on the West Coast. Again, if you're wondering what the fuck, guys, there's primetime action.
Wait, we gotta discuss Colby's hostage-like situation because 3 Dog Thursday in the chat saying Colby has been in front of those curtains on camera for 3 hours. Is this a hostage video? Colby,
please pay, Sean. Pay up.
Hold up a newspaper so we know this video is live. Are they treating you well? No, they're. Ryan. I just got a note from the terrorists holding Colby hostage. They're making him watch NFL football only in domes. It's inhumane.
In high definition.
They're holding his eyes open, making him watch a pass only offense with poor tackling.
Oh.
We know football shouldn't be playing in the dome. That would be torture. I think I would kill myself there.
Wow. All right. Energy is high. Vibes are good. And like I was about to say, we have a whole episode covering the night games of Thursday and Friday, even small little FCS matchups.
Oh yeah.
That you might have to look in far away places to get down on. 9 a.m. on the West Coast. We're on Saturday time now. Fort Worth, Texas. We coming. They opened the season against TCU. Are you kidding me? TCU laying 21 minus 1100 on the money line. I bet you a lot of people have walked up to the window and be like, what? Prime's getting 21 points.
Dion
7-1 on the money line. I have a feeling a lot of people are playing that. 63.5 is the total.
Ryan, you sound like a sharp who's going to be fading the Buffs.
I certainly think one of the principles of early season betting in college football now with the transfer portal is what? Yeah, some of these teams, they change too much to be good. Like there's no possible fucking way they're going to be any good early in the season.
But counterpoint on the Buffs, they were fucking horrible last year. So maybe having a team where 61 of the 70 players are new, which is crazy. No team is, I think, in the modern era turned over 90% of their program. To your point,
you have to take TCU.
It's a lot, but it is 21 points. I mean, Colby, how many times in his career as a player, as a leader, as a man, has Deion Sanders walked out onto a football field and then walked away a few hours later and he was embarrassed? How many times?
Oh, I mean, zero probably.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, first off, Colorado has the one area where they have the advantage is probably at the tailback. Steele has them graded better at running back, and the guy's name is Cavassier Smoke. I mean, how would I lay points against Cavassier Smoke? I'm not doing it. The counter is pretty obvious. TCU coming off from a national championship game. I don't know if this is necessarily. Ryan, as a guy who believes in the Super Bowl hangover, the national championship hangover, I think would have to apply to this team.
I'm not the sharp. Colby's the sharp.
Okay,
Colby, how are you feeling about TCU coming back after last year?
Oh, I mean, they have a lot of question marks. They have a brand new offensive coordinator. They only returned 3 starters on offense. They won a shit ton of close games a year ago. I think you got to take Colorado. I think we worry about Colorado's depth, but week 1, you shouldn't worry about the depth. Even with Tyler Brown, their starting left guard, he got denied an NCAA waiver. I know they're appealing, trying to get that in before Saturday. I doubt that happens.
What do they deny that? Like how does that still happen?
Yeah. And it makes no sense because you have like JT Daniels, who they give a pass to so many other players for just the most normal shit. But regardless, I think Colorado's a lot better than what people think, as far as like maybe not depth, but for their starting positions, they're very, very good, and they run the same exact offense as TCU. So I think they'll have an advantage in that capacity, meaning their weakness is defensively. So I love the fact you're getting 21 points here. I actually think they're a live dog, guys. I think if Shedeur Sanders is healthy, I think they're a live dog.
Are you being serious right now?
Go watch that Colorado TCU game a year ago. I know the final score might lie to you. They got a punt return for a touchdown. They also had another trick play with the wide receiver reverse pass. I think Colorado is going to be in this game, man. And so I love the 21.
Who's the quarterback? Who's the quarterback
for
Shedeur
TCU?
Sanders?
Yeah.
Oh,
for Colorado.
I think they have the better quarterback.
Are we sure?
Chandler Morris didn't necessarily light the world on fire last year when he started. I mean, I trust Shedeur Sanders more than Chandler Morris.
But he's the guy that TCU wanted last year, right?
He did beat out Duggan in camp and then got injured and then got replaced by Max Duggan. But again, I think a lot of TCU's success and not taking anything away from them was Max Duggan leading that offense. Kendre Miller, Quentin Johnson, they lost 3 dudes to the NFL. I think that's a lot for a program like TCU. It's a little bit too much.
That works against a lot of other teams, but I mean Colorado team.
I'm not going
as far starting from scratch, and we don't know that his kid is someone that can play at the Division I Power 5 level.
I'm going to make
and this is a hell of a spot to start.
I'm going to make that gamble that I think he can. I think if you're TCU, if you're taking TCU, you're talking to yourself.
Dudes don't have kids that are dudes. Michael Jordan didn't. I mean, other than Jimmy Butler, didn't have kids that were dudes. They just not how it works. Arch Manning is the other brother's kid. Like that. It's
what about Peyton Manning and Archie Manning then?
What do you? I mean, Peyton was a lawn chair. Archie was a real quarterback, right, Colby?
Oh, amen.
You see his eyebrows.
I'm not going
lay
as
the
far
points,
as,
baby.
I'm not going as far as Colby saying that they're a live dog, but I do think this Colorado team is going to hang around. I mean, they have some 5 stars. They brought in Travis Hunter, 5-star cornerback from Jackson State. Like they have some dudes. I think they're going to surprise people a little bit.
And I'm telling you, the depth thing. Like I am concerned as someone that likes Colorado football. Like the depth, I worry about like week 5 and 6 when you're playing some of those other matchups. I think like week 1 and 2, when the depth doesn't play as big as a role. if you go position by position, I think they have an advantage in a lot of areas.
To Colby's point, Sonny Dykes, they asked him, and he said, "I'm not even going to watch tape from last year's game because everything is so different." So I think there is the element of surprise. There is the element of like, we don't know what this Buffalo's team looks like. I think that and 21 points is enough. So yeah, give me Colorado.
All right. Yeah, I mean, good luck, guys. Good luck.
Thanks.
I'm surprised you're doing this. You're breaking the first rule. All right.
What's the first rule?
Well, when a team gets destroyed in the portal,
Who got destroyed in the portal?
I mean, I understand they brought Colorado.
They got better in the portal.
No, what are you talking about?
I'm not I agree they got better, but it's a new team is all I'm saying. And the idea that if your team is a lot,
but TCU is only returning 3 starters on offense.
But they're not. The whole team's not fucking brand new. East Carolina, Michigan, 9 a.m. on the West Coast. Ann Arbor, Michigan. The Wolverines, which by the way, I don't feel like we give them enough credit for having a pretty badass like nickname because their mascot. Where's the Wolverine? Give me a fucking real Wolverine as the mascot. I've never seen it. East Carolina, the Pirates, maybe they'll steal it. 51 is the total. Michigan laying 36 here. Colby, tell us why you love ECU.
They're a live dog.
It is. It's insulting to me because 36 points. I mean, come on, Michigan. First off, they kind of call off the dogs whenever they're up big in general. Then you tell me Jim Harbaugh, self-imposed ban, he's not there. Their offensive coordinator Sharon Moore's not there. Who the hell's coaching? I have no idea, but I can tell you this: Mike Houston has built up the line of scrimmage. So where I don't, I know we're breaking in a brand new quarterback, but at the same time, highest recruited quarterback in the history of East Carolina football. The offensive line and defensive line, I feel like we're fine. We're going to be able to go. We're going to be able to bang with them. So I think we cover the 36. Lock it up. I mean, I would not be shocked if this was like a close game late third quarter.
Like last week I went against Navy because they clearly showed that when they played a real team week 1, they had a history of getting destroyed. ECU kind of the opposite. I mean, if you remember last year, now certainly NC State, different class than Michigan, but they should have beat NC State last year. It was like a heartbreaking loss, but they show up week 1, and I think this is a massive get up spot for them. To Colby's point, their quarterback Mason Garcia, 6'5". There's been some chatter that Michigan could be missing both of their safeties. These massive spreads are a tough handicap because again, I don't think ECU is a live dog. But to Colby's point, I don't think Michigan is going to try and run up the score late, assuming they're up big.
Do you believe what you said about the offensive and defensive line?
No, I believe that's the strength of East Carolina.
If they can stand up, if they can stand up to Michigan, then they can obviously cover a big spread.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan probably best O-line and D-line combo in the country. So to Colby's point, like if they can just hang around, give Mason Garcia enough time, or if the game does get out of hand, if they're down 21-0, like this feels like to me a 45-21 game.
Per DraftKings, 80% of the tickets being written on Michigan.
Yeah, and look, let's say that happens. Let's say Mason Garcia, because he is never started a college football game. Let's say he throws 2 picks first quarter. You're down 28-0 at halftime. Then Michigan's got a track record of calling off the dog. They did it a lot in the Harbaugh era. So even if it is 45-3 going into the fourth, I like the chances of ECU getting a couple points then in the fourth quarter.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys. Give the Discord a pick.
Discord's on Michigan. Look out.
Fire in the hole. 12. Wow, already moving over to 12. Did you even play the 6-pack music? We didn't even hear that sweet beer opening. All right, Saturday, 12:30 on the West Coast in Seattle, Washington. There will be sailgating. The Huskies, they're hosting the Boise State Blue Turfers, which, by the way, I was at a youth sports event, volleyball, but the football team that I was of the high school was Blue Turf, and I was like, wow, that's impressive. That's a real flex that you're a rich school, getting Blue Turf installed. Completely unnecessary. Boise State heads to Seattle to take on Washington. Washington laying 14.5 here, -700 on the money line. Boise State +500. 58.5 is the total. Michael Penix, certainly one of the more fun guys to watch play football. Love that they have this matchup here. Absolutely love this game wherever I'm watching college football. So probably on my phone on a soccer sideline, the Boise State Washington game will be on. Laying 14.5. Sean, this is a classic. Welcome back to college football. What is every donkey gonna say? Oh, give me that hook. Give me that hook. I love laying the points here.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love Washington. You know, I'm high on them. I think they have a real shot to win the Pac-12, and more importantly, I think this is going to be the first. This is going to be one of those games where we're like, okay, we got to watch Penix and the Heisman.
I mean, I think
Heisman showcase game.
I think Boise State kind of a live dog here because they can really run the ball, shorten the field, shorten the game. Boise State 9-0 and running for more than 148 yards. I mean, I guess if you look at like
this year,
how did they? What's up?
0-0 this year.
True, but
this team is 0-0.
I think they're going to be able to run on this Washington defense. I really do. Boise State quarterback, Mountain West freshman of the year, Talon Green, I think should be able to do something here. 14.5 feels like a ton. I mean, this is a crazy stat in favor of Washington. Penix was only sacked 5 times in the entire 2022.
It's because he's slippery.
He is, but I 14.5 feels like a lot from a Boise State team that's shown through their history they're able to hang around here. Colby, what are you doing here? Are you going chalk?
No, I think you got to trust the history. I mean, it is sneaky. I see Kramer's point. I see the the hook there baiting you, and the way Washington can score, it scares you. But
they are baiting the hook.
Boise, Talon Green is a stud. So Washington's defense is solid. It's better than USC's, but it's still gives up big chunks. I think the Talon Green should be able to. They return 9 on offense. Boise State does, and Andy Avalos, their head coach, former Boise State linebacker, I think he'll have the defense ready to go in this one. Give me Boise, but I do think Washington wins the game.
Oh, look at you! See what he did there? He said, "Give me the points, but the favorite gets it done on the money line."
I mean, what scares me obviously is Penix against the Boise State secondary, and then to your point, Ryan, it does feel like a little bit like they're baiting that hook at 14.5, but I just don't. I think
it's a welcome back bet. You know, like I think Boise State.
Boise State deserves a little bit more respect.
Yeah, you remember when he proposed to his girlfriend on the sideline after the Statue of Liberty play?
You're making it sound really old here.
What do you mean? That's what people remember, right? Well, if they don't remember that, they don't remember them being good. Colby and I were in the building, not together at all. I don't even think we knew each other for the Boise State Virginia Tech game at FedEx Field. Real heartbreaker. Who was that? Kellen Moore, quarterback?
Kellen Moore, man. Doug Martin, running back spot too.
Oh, that's right. Remember Dougie P? Oh man, was he the muscle hamster? Doug Martin. Remember that nickname? That was a good.
That was great.
All right, moving along. I like how much we're disagreeing. Someone will be right on the show, and that's what I'm rooting for is the show. 4 p.m. on the West Coast, Houston, Texas. We got a little UTSA meet. Houston catching 1.5 here, plus 105 on the money line. UTSA minus 125. 60 is the total. Houston entering the world of Power 5 football with a home game against UTSA where they are underdogs. How embarrassing! Their new conference is seeing this. It's like, bro, you're supposed to be favored in these games.
I mean, this was an amazing game last year. UTSA just lost 37-35. We got Frank the Tank Harris going into his 7th season. I mean, he
said, "I'm going back."
Yeah, he's like Colby. I had a couple of COVID years in there, or whatever. Still working on getting his degree.
Life's
7th
good
year.
down there, dude.
Oh yeah, if you're Frank Harris, they gotta like pry you, get you with a crowbar to get you out of that campus. I wouldn't go anywhere if I was Frank Harris.
This is why NIL is great, because a guy like that can just hang out as long as possible.
All right. Every year I stay the same age. They keep getting younger.
You're going to class and a little bit at least.
Yeah. I mean, again, UTSA. It's interesting because I think the case against them. I mean, Houston as a home dog is scary. Like the fact that UTSA is a road favorite, but man, I just love the revenge idea here. I love that Frank Harris, the experience. I mean, I'm on UTSA here. Colby, what's your take?
Man, I was on UTSA last year. That was the time to get them. They were at the Alamo Dome, that filthy arena, and that was their chance. And I feel like now Houston's part of the Big 12. Their season ticket sales are, I feel like, the best they've ever been. Dana Holgerson's going on radio shows calling out Texas and Texas A&M for being cowards. And I like what they did. They, obviously Clayton Tune's off to the NFL. Same with Tank Dell. But Donovan Smith comes in. This is a guy who started for 2 years at Texas Tech off and on because he was injured, but he's got starting Big 12 experience. They got Tony Mathis from West Virginia to come in at the running back spot. They have a receiving core that I think is probably better than what people think. I know Kramer will love the guy Joseph Manjack, one of their receivers.
Get me a Manjack jersey. Well, that can go right next to the Harambe jersey.
Oh yeah, Manjack.
I think this team's a little more talented than what people think. And then you look at UTSA, they got some injuries at the wide receiver position that are kind of up in the air right now. We don't know. And then their top receiver transferred out to Ole Miss to get that bag of cash, and Zachary Franklin. So give me Houston to get it done at home.
Houston has failed to cover the spread in each of its last 6 games at TD ECU Stadium. What do you think that is, Colby?
What does that acronym stand for?
I mean, I feel like they just play close games, man. I feel like that's their MO.
Them as a home dog is scary. Ryan, what's your take on this game?
Oh, I mean, again, other than the fact that the Roadrunners is, pretty elite. I mean, Wolverine, and we've spoken about pretty elite nicknames, but no, I mean, I actually was going back to pull up our Big 12 preview to see where we were on Houston. And it surprised me, and I was reminded that Houston's win total is down at 4.5.
Yeah,
and we were all a little bit bullish on them. So yeah, I like them to come out and, again, you kind of like there's a little bit of a statement angle to this game that maybe that gives them a little boost. Maybe the boosters help out with a little hoo-ah action to the road team. I mean, look, they're selling all those tickets.
I think Capwise is right too. Ride that over.
Yeah, total sitting at 60, but who's taking the under? I
like this. Colby zagging on the overreaction to the running clock angle that had no impact on the game. All right, great game here. Shane Beamer and the boys, the Cox of South Carolina. They're taking on. Is this a neutral site game, Colby?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's disgusting.
Jerry Richardson's stadium.
At the Jerry Richardson Funhouse in Charlotte, North Carolina, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast, North Carolina. Again, like I said, Tar Heels taking on the Gamecocks. North Carolina laying 2.5 here. Well, I've seen this one before. -130 on the money line, +110 going the other way. 64.5 is the total. No, thank you. Come on, the guy who's supposed to be a first round pick versus the guy who was supposed to be the first round pick. I like this, and I love the Gamecocks. I think North Carolina is an absolute auto fade team. They're going to be too much hype. And once again, this is a welcome back to betting on college football. What do we have here, Sean? Oh, I can get North Carolina under 3.
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
That is
easy money.
I'm with you. Give me South Carolina. I'm high overall on them in the season. I mean, they had a comical amount of turnovers last year, 27. I think some of that regresses here. Obviously, if they do lose the game, I think it'll be because of Rattler throwing some picks there. But I like Rattler here. They finished the season super strong. With some really pretty good offensive performances against some decent teams.
Yeah, he's
put
back.
up 63, 31, and 38 against Tennessee, Clemson, and Notre Dame.
Colby,
I think they pick up where they left off. I mean, to me, this game is just who has the worst defense, and for me, it's UNC. So yeah, give me South Carolina.
Colby, could Spencer Rattler be the first overall pick?
I don't think
could
so.
he come all the way back here with a great? What if he shocks the world? Wins the SEC.
He makes too many iffy throws for me. He's never consistent on it. But guys, I'm on North Carolina. I think.
Wow.
What?
I mean, I think this is probably the hardest game on the slate to forecast because South Carolina had so many uncertainties. They lost their offensive coordinator. Their offensive line was terrible a year ago. Their star running back Marshawn Lloyd now plays at USC. Both their tight ends leave. One of their wideouts leaves, so they just got depleted. Both their best defensive ends left in the portal. So they got depleted in the portal, and I feel like North Carolina probably comes in with a better roster day one. Give me the Tar Heels to lay in the 2.5.
G-Bet is saying UNC needs to be in the Big 12. All offense, no defense.
That's the old Big 12.
Yeah.
Come on,
Look out. Look out. Things are changing for the Big 12.
Upgrade your take. They have progressed from a high school offense.
I would have, if I had a bet on who Colby would have picked, I thought he would have looked to fade the ACC all day there.
I'm thinking about betting on Spencer Rattler to win the Heisman. Is that stupid?
Wow.
Is that stupid?
What does DraftKings promo code SGP have at that price, Ryan?
Oh, I was getting there.
I
was asking permission to bet it first.
What an amazing way to get down on your or to use your bonus bets. That's a fun play.
Wow, you can bet on all. They got the Doak Walker Award now, the Bear Bryant, the Mackey, the
Mackey Award. We got to do a whole podcast on me breaking down tight end prospects for the Mackey Award.
All right, so let's see, Rattler, 60-1.
All right.
Is that a bad bet? It's the same. Is he the same price as Sanders?
It's not a bad bet because he's talented enough. He's talented.
Yeah, and he plays in the SEC. So if he does have a really good season, he will get the attention
I'll
you
throw
need.
A couple slices on it.
A little pizza bet there.
Yeah. All right. Let's move along. Wait. So all right. So we're Colby. That interesting to see you on UNC.
Colby the lone wolf there with UNC.
This is Mac Brown's last year coaching there. I think it goes poorly. Texas. I think we might be caught talking about Drake May not as an NFL, like a top line NFL prospect by the end of the year. Texas Tech takes on Wyoming, the team Colby failed to mention. Laramie is a spot. Sean's already got the elevation.
I just imagine the good folks of Laramie opening up their podcasting app, refreshing every day, hoping today is the day they get to hear about beautiful Laramie, Wyoming, and their football team. Laramie, Ryan, 7,165 feet.
Oh, yeah.
Although Lubbock's not. Maybe Lubbock is an elevation we need to talk about because 3,200 feet. For the kids coming up from Lubbock.
Oh, so you're saying the delta is not as much as normal sea level flow?
Yes, exactly.
It makes sense. It's not the worst take you've had.
No, I'm just pointing it out.
I don't think early in the season, it should matter more.
Yeah,
but does their talent too? Talent also matters, and this isn't a night game. Maybe it's a little different if it's a night game. It's 4:30. Texas Tech's laying 2 touchdowns on
4:30 our time.
4:30 our time,
okay.
Which is Wyoming Mountain Time. So
do they have time there?
5:30. They don't have time. They have Big Skies. Minus 625 on the money line
out there.
Wyoming plus 455. 50.5 is the total. If I know this feels like another welcome back to college betting. Everyone's getting smarter. Let me just dangle a dog in front of your face. Bang, trap.
Oh, no way. All over.
Yep. Here we go.
All over Wyoming.
Ooh, there's some peanut butter on the ground. What's down here?
Dude,
Whack.
Wyoming has a legit good defense. Texas Tech, Ryan, you want to talk about handicapping 101? Texas Tech has Oregon next week. You think they're really going to take the Wyoming Cowboys seriously? What are we talking about?
Yeah,
and
in Laramie.
Texas Tech is bringing
serious.
in Zach Kitley, the guy responsible for Bailey Zappi and that Western Kentucky offense. That shit don't fly in Laramie. I think they're going to be able to hang with this Texas Tech team. They're getting 14 points. Wyoming is 16-1 since 1993 when the opening game is at War Memorial.
This is live.
I like and Texas Tech lost Tyree Wilson. They're not going to have the same pass rush. All over Wyoming here plus 14. Colby, what are you doing?
Hell yeah. I think they're a money line dog play.
Oh,
let's go.
Jesus Christ.
The fact that historically when these P5 teams come into Laramie, they lose. The SEC sent Missouri there a couple years ago. They lost. Texas A&M, I believe the last time they went there took an L. Virginia, UCLA, these teams that you go there, it's a tough place to play, man. Not only the altitude, the fans are passionate about their football. They return 10. They return 10 on defense. Peasley, second year in the system. Now I know the running back, they're on their third string running back, but DQ James averaged 8.7 yards a carry. And look, I've been up to Wyoming and Montana. They take their Dairy Queen serious. So DQ James let's go. No, I really believe the look ahead spot too. You add that in there. Texas Tech played a shit ton of close games a season ago. This is going to be a game, I believe.
Shout out to Capwise in the YouTube chat saying, keep crushing it, boys. He likes the Texas Tech Wyoming under 43.5. Yeah, I totally concur. And then obviously follow Capwise. He puts out a ton of great data driven stuff. We did that March Madness guide with them. So make sure you check out their stuff. They're killing it. Ryan, you know who else is killing it? I'll tell you. Good folks over at Underdog Fantasy. They brought their Pick'em product back. Love that. I just gave out some NFL Week 1 Pick'ems. Obviously, Jalen Hurts over a half rushing touchdown against the New England Patriots. I mean, come on, that's easy money. The Pick'em's pretty sweet too. You pick. All you got to do is pick 3 of your favorite player sets, higher or lower. Combined. If you combine 3, you get to 6x, aka plus 600. 10x. You need to go 4 for 4. If you go 5 for 5, you get 20x. Again,
when you go 5 for 5.
When, yes, I appreciate. Do we have any, Colby? What are some? Do you have any? We've been hitting on some plays here. Do you have any? I think we talked about. Oh, here we go. Coming up soon here, we got Central Michigan, Michigan State. What do we think about Noah Kim? Higher, lower, 214.5 passing yards for Michigan State against the Chippewas. What would you do there, Colby?
I think I would probably go under, mainly because if he struggles, I think they're going to use 2 quarterbacks, and I do believe Michigan State's real advantage will be the line of scrimmage, so they're probably going to hand the ball off a lot.
All right, I'm sold. Noah Kim, 214.5 passing yards. Look to go lower there. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN, 100% deposit bonus up to $100. And little other news, we just released some pretty sweet line of merch, DGen University. So if you're a college sports fan, a college football fan, you got to grab yourself some DGen University. We got a hoodie, got some shirts, got some coffee mugs.
We really need to get a diploma in this.
Oh yeah, we're working on fake diplomas, but look at that sweet heather gray hoodie with the nice DGen University. Use the promo code DU and you get 10% off. Actually, at 10% off anything in the merch store. Perfect time to load up here before the season kicks. DU for DGen University.
Oh no! Why is Waller trending? What was that? Was that Josh? Was that a picture? What's going on? Is everything all right?
Oh no, Ryan. Oh no. Well, Ryan, don't look. We have to be able to finish this episode.
Right, I won't look. I'm definitely not looking.
Just a fake.
All right.
There's no news.
Moving along. And again, I think you both are very wrong. Josh and I both on Texas Tech. I think there's just certain, again, this is a welcome back to betting. You guys are, TMZ snorkelers and
dude, you don't know what you're talking about. Wyoming is a tough out, especially when they're catching this many points.
And what does Texas Tech try to do? They try to do that no huddle shit. That dude, you're gonna be exhausted. They're gonna be exhausted
later in the season. I think maybe you're right. Not right now. 5 p.m. on the West Coast. Saturday, State College, Pennsylvania. Sean, West Virginia taking on Penn State. Penn State laying 20.5, minus 1450 on the money line. West Virginia plus 850. 50.5 is the total. A couple different things I read suggesting that West Virginia's season could very easily go off the rails, quote unquote. Because
they don't seem quite as bad as regular Virginia, but West Virginia.
West Virginia is a very fun place to enjoy a couple days.
Yeah,
Virginia is
burn a couple couches.
Virginia, they burn different. The different burning happens in Charlottesville, so you want to stay away from Charlotte.
This is crazy. They haven't played since 1992, but in my head, I felt like I went to a couple games against West Virginia. It must have been.
Woo! It's smoking my weed.
They're up State College
when they were both independent. Yeah.
Yeah, West Virginia, not a very good defense, at least last year. At 6.1 yards per play they allowed. I don't know. I obviously I like Penn State. I'm high on Penn State overall this season. I mean, West Virginia, Neil Brown, kind of on the hot seat. They're bringing back 16 starters. I think I'm going to lean chalk here, but I always hesitate with Penn State as a massive favorite, although they've done really well historically in September, winning 11 in a row. I'm going to lay the big number, but this is not going into my lock pile. Colby, what are you doing here?
I got to take the points. I feel like they're being disrespected. I don't think West Virginia was nearly as bad as a team as people think. They probably should have beat Pitt in the backyard brawl last year.
That's true. They were competitive.
They had TCU on the ropes, and I know that you look at that final score and say 10 points. That was a very, very close game. They returned their entire offensive line. Now, I am a bit scared that going into one of the greatest environments in college football, that momentum is a real thing, but I just think they're a better team than what the market values them as. So, give me the points with Dub V.
Yeah, I mean, guys in the chat are pointing out D Bettis saying hell yeah, PA, stand up. He got it a month ago at 17.5. So certainly if you're laying the chalk like I am, you're getting the worst of the number, but I still feel all right. Considering I think their offense is going to be pretty solid this year. Kramer, how say you?
This is a big number. And I think just trust in my gambling instincts week one.
Yeah.
It's hard to not need, you have to take the dog in this one. The 20.5, the movement, the fact that it's getting that pressure at 21. Again, West Virginia could fall off the rails. This is not a whiteout. It is a night game. But will Penn State fans
some people will be involved in a whiteout
game? Because Colby's going
100%. 100%. As a guy who was on campus a number of time for opening night,
long time
8
ago.
o'clock kick. It is. It'll be a whiteout in a couple ways, right?
Not officially a whiteout.
Unofficial.
Just so you know, it's not officially. I am curious. Is anyone betting on West Virginia? No. So yeah, I think I have to take West Virginia. I think I'll stand with Colby here.
Yeah, I imagine the public's on Penn State, but
I mean,
I'll stick with Penn State.
We haven't seen Drew Aller. I understand he's a phenomenal talent, but we haven't seen it yet really on the field. So
that's fair.
Is it Drew Aller or Drew Aller?
I think it's Aller, but I could be wrong.
No, I'm making mental notes because college. So when I'm you can generally find fairly easily like the sound of someone calling a game and saying a person's name for pro, but for college, like sometimes it's just like, well, fuck it, I have no idea. But once you find out what it really is, you can start to just identify who actually knows and who doesn't. Because the play-by-play guys always know because they generally ask they ask those kind of questions. Anyway, I've heard a lot of people in the quote industry call him Drew Aller. This is their year, Sean. We are South Alabama. The Jags, they're taking on Tulane down in Nolens, 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. local time. Gonna be lit. Is Tulane -6.5. This is a great matchup here. Colby's going to tell you all about it because he loves the group of 5. -245 on the money line for Tulane. South Alabama +200. 52 is the total. Two teams that both probably contending to win the conference this year. Why is this on the sheet?
No, this is actually probably like the best game on Saturday.
Wow.
As far you look at the wins from a season ago, both these teams weren't that far off from being undefeated. So a pretty fantastic football game going down there at Yeoman. I like South Alabama though. I think Tulane's probably going to be in a look ahead spot. They have Ole Miss coming to New Orleans on deck, and I also think replacing some of the pieces they lost a year ago might take a couple weeks. And South Alabama brings back a ton. So load me up on the Jags.
Yeah, South Alabama gave up 93 rushing yards per game last year. So good defensive line, ranked 24th in the nation. Tulane's O-line, pretty good. I mean, historically though, Willie Fritz has been a good bet. He's 69-42-1 ATS. I think this is going to be close to the number, but to Colby's point, when in doubt, fade the look ahead. So yeah, give me South Alabama here.
15 returning starters for South Alabama.
Yeah. No, that's a good. I like that angle. So yeah, give me South Alabama.
Am I incorrect to remember us making money with Pratt, the Tulane quarterback?
Of course, he's very good.
Which game was it? No, it was like a game where he like put the team on his back.
Oklahoma a couple years ago.
Oh, that's right. All right, I'm looking at it. It was 2021. This dude's a dog. What is this? His senior year or his COVID freshman year? I
actually think it might be his junior year. Because of the COVID year, but I don't know. It gets all tricky.
He's played 3 seasons, and to me, he's the difference in this game. So give me Tulane. Lay the points. This is the first trap I'm falling for.
Oh, juicy 6.5, Ryan. You don't have to win by a touchdown. Oh, if you win by a touchdown.
So enough changes with these teams year to year. For the most part, you can come in week 1 and none of this none of the numbers you're saying matter to me. It's literally, but this one, it was just simply, oh, I like that quarterback. I want to bet.
I had a funny moment at the sports book. I bet New Mexico State. One of my few losers. I was
scorching hot the preseason.
The preseason parlay, Chargers on the money line. It was one of my few losers. Was I had New Mexico State first half laying 4 points. I went up to the window and I told the guy, I gave him the number of the game of the first half, and then I was like, New Mexico State -4 to confirm the price. And the guy goes, all right, 5. I go, no. If it's 5. I don't want it. I wanted it at -4. And he's like, okay, New Mexico State to win by 5. I go, no, the spread is -4. And he goes, well, yeah, but to win, they have to win by 5. I'm like, what? Of course I'm betting on New Mexico State first half. I know how spreads work. I didn't accidentally stumble into this, but he kept saying 5. I'm like, dude, I know how to bet a fucking spread.
Speak the right language, dude. The fuck are you
I
doing?
was giving you the line number on a UMass New Mexico State first half. This is not amateur hour.
Classic small time power trip situation. Colby, what do you?
It was hilarious because he was trying to be helpful, and I'm like, but he kept saying 5. I'm like, no, dude, it's 4. What are you talking about?
You guys sounds really annoying.
Yeah,
I'm annoyed for you. All right, let's turn the page over to Sunday. When we were younger, even 5 years ago, they didn't play this many games on Sunday. This is excellent.
It's great. Get you warmed up,
but not this game.
National Football League.
Why are we putting this on a standalone?
Oh, this is electric.
Rutgers hosting Northwestern in Piscataway, New Jersey. This is why Rutgers joined the Big Ten for this game. 9 a.m. kick on the West Coast. -6.5 for Rutgers. -240 on the money line. Northwestern +200. 40.5 is the total. Colby, explain to me how this spread is less than a touchdown.
Because it was at I feel like it was at a touchdown or more, but I feel like after the Fitzgerald thing that you would think it would have went up, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I feel like maybe they rally around the team, but or maybe the fact that people realize they did a deeper dive on Rutgers and say, hey, this team struggles to score the ball. Either way, or the fact it's on national, maybe the fact they move it to national TV, maybe.
I agree. That's unnecessary. No one needs to see this.
Cats against the world, baby. That's the shirts they've been wearing. This is, for a guy who was all in on Rutgers over 3.5, this is a must-win situation. And when you look at the schedule,
this was a win.
This has become Northwestern's Super Bowl, right? Because they're Cats for Fitzgerald, they're getting up for this game. But also they lost 11 guys post Fitzgerald news. Northwestern is not named a quarterback yet. Maintaining that competitive advantage.
Can everyone that's doing that realize that you're just showing, you're just letting everyone know that you're going to be bad?
Yeah. It's not, it isn't happening with 2 really good quarterbacks. Not
knowing your quarterback is a competitive disadvantage for you, not for the other team.
I'd like to kind of figure out a way to talk myself into Northwestern, but I think you gotta go Rutgers -6.5 here. I feel like the steam is gonna come out of the wind is gonna come out of the Northwestern sails pretty early. Maybe they hang around in the first half, but Rutgers I think they're just they're like a better version of Northwestern. So, and they're pretty decent at home, at least relatively. So yeah, give me Rutgers laying 6.5.
Yeah. I think, it's tough to, I don't know how many times we've ever said lay points, especially 6.5 with Rutgers.
It's Rutgers. Yes.
They were a top 50 defense a year ago. Their defense is pretty good. Meanwhile, Northwestern's defense was not very good, and they lost some key players to the portal after all that shit went down. And then you add in the fact they're at home. And Wimsatt is a year older at the quarterback spot. Same with Simon if they decide to go with Simon. So I think this is This is probably Rutgers wins 10-3.
Is it a dummy play? Because it feels like everyone's
to Kramer's point. It almost feels too obvious, but there's not enough. There's not enough on Northwestern's side for me to talk myself into.
Give me Rutgers. Let's not overthink it.
Yeah, this I think taking Northwestern would fall in the too cute category.
Are we sure they're going to get up?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like there's a or they get up for like the first quarter, first half, and then it falls apart.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel strong about this. Could still be a field goal game. I mean, both offenses are still trash.
That's if they can hit field goals.
Is Rutgers being coached to just incessantly bring up the car wash stuff and all? Oh,
I mean, it would be a real shame.
Car wash.
He owned and operated a number of car washes in his day.
Oh yeah, I mean he's definitely had to run down the car wash. He was probably the scrub brush in the car wash multiple times. That's why he's not too sensitive to it. All right. Again, why this is a standalone game or at least like a kickoff game on Sunday is beyond me. It seems crazy, right? Like people are waking up that maybe just trying to have a good day, go talk to the Lord at church, and you got to fucking bring this guy into the equation, Pat Fitzgerald, this heathen. All right, Beavers, Oregon State, San Jose, California. You know, we love to bet on teams that already played. Just worth noting. San Jose State catching 16.5 here, 575 on the money line. Oregon State minus 850, 56 is the total. But we are now an Oregon State program, Sean. So as much as I brought it up to let everyone know, objective, transparency, all that good stuff. I can't fade Oregon State in this game.
Yeah.
But damn it, San Jose State already played a game. We're not supposed to fade those teams.
No, and San Jose State, their offense looked pretty competent. I mean,
well, that's because they weren't playing a defense
against USC.
Yeah,
but obviously their defense looked horrible against Caleb Williams. But I think that a lot of teams will run into that. They hung around on the road at USC. They covered the spread. Oregon State, I love Oregon State as like a home dog or a small favorite. This is a massive spread for this Oregon State team.
DJU.
And I like Oregon State as a program, but I've kind of been out on on DJ overall.
New fresh start, baby.
I think I got to go San Jose State here as a massive home dog. 16.5 is a lot, especially for an offense that looked pretty competent. I mean, you look at the ball placement by their quarterback, I thought was at a pretty decent level. They get what day was that on? That was that was Saturday. So
Saturday.
Full week. Well, yeah. So a little bit more than the full week of rest. They'll be good to go. Yeah, I'm going to take San Jose State as the home dog here. Colby.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think it's just a little bit too many points. The offense is. People don't realize they did that against USC without their best wideout. Justin Lockhart didn't even play. So they have their whole offensive line back from a year ago, and that's why they had such a great success against that shitty defense against USC. I get it. Oregon State had the best defense in the Pac-12 last year, and I expect Oregon State to be, really, really good this year. But I just think it's a little bit too many points. Give me like a 35-21 final. Oregon State gets it done.
But isn't that the massive step up in class defensively?
True, but it's also on the road for Oregon State.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and they're obviously a much different team in Corvallis than on the road.
They've been exiled. They're wandering about.
If they were playing
if
they were playing another Pac-12 team, you could. But San Jose State doesn't give a fuck about
Sean,
that.
if you saw a man wandering down your street with a stick and a bag over his shoulder, you gonna go up to him and say hi, hey sir?
Okay, I thought you were gonna talk about the Nebraska tight end who got in trouble for. They released a video of him breaking into that liquor store. And not a great look for the Nebraska.
What are you talking about? It's a great look. They haven't had guys like that in a long time.
Guy really cares about ball.
You know what team he was on last year, Sean? He was on the Georgia Bulldogs. All right, there's a reason why you win the national championship. You need a lot of guys like him.
Crime pays.
Crime pays. It does.
Yeah. Go Beavers. Let me say that loudly. Go Beavers. You guys are going against the Beavs.
Yeah. Here as road favorites, 16.5.
Answer?
Yes.
All right. Some say San Jose State dumped the Gatorade last week
by cashing my lock. We did it for Sean.
LSU heads to Tallahassee to take on Florida State, who is catching so much hype this year. 4:30 kickoff on the West Coast. LSU -2.5, -140 on the money line. Florida State +120, 56.5 is the total. I'm gonna fall for the trap. Like, let me go lick the peanut butter off the wooden thing, because I have LSU -3. I got negative CLV. I'm leaning into it. Why is the line moving, Colby?
Probably because of the Mason Smith news. Their star defensive tackle, the NCAA denied his waiver, so he's.
What the fuck are we doing with these waivers still?
He's suspended for the first game, but also at the same time, Jackson, for the defensive tackle for Florida State, is also denied a waiver. So I don't know. I mean, but he should have his waiver denied. He transferred from Miami to Florida State. There should be a flag on the play on that.
Oh yeah, flag on the play.
Yeah.
No, this is a great revenge spot for LSU. They lost on that blocked extra point last year. You're getting to fade the Florida State hype. Jaden Daniels, I think this is a type of game where he can really succeed. And yeah, I think Brian Kelly is the better coach as well. I mean, I know we like to make fun of him and his family comments, but yeah, I'm on LSU. Also LSU SEC Defensive Player of the Year hopeful Harold Perkins, 7.5 sacks last year, 13 tackles for a loss. I think he could have a big game against Florida State.
I'm with you, man. I love this play. Florida State beat two teams with a winning record last year. They played, I want to say, without seeing the schedule in front of me right now, I want to say it was like 4 or 5 games in a row they played a team with a backup quarterback. I think they're a little bit overrated coming into the season. You look at what LSU has back, Jaden Daniels, and they have the best quarterback room in America. So even if Daniels gets dinged up, Nussmeier is a stud at the backup spot. Then the run game is really good with Noah Kane and Josh Williams. I know Diggs might be dinged up, but I'm not worried at all. Give me LSU to get it done.
Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of breaking the rules, but I bet it on June 27th at -3. So does it still count at laying 2.5 now?
Well, someone in the chat wrote, you don't lay 2.5.
But I laid 3.
Gary K.
But I laid 3.
Ryan laid 3, so he's fine.
I laid 3 on June 27th because Colby told me to, and it sounded really smart. Really surprised this number has moved the other way. Florida State is going to fall flat on their face. All right, Discord, enjoy the Seminoles and that horribly offensive walkout that they do. Clemson. Oh, I'm high on Clemson this year, Sean.
Yeah.
They're heading to Durham to take on Duke. 5 p.m. kickoff on Monday Night Football, Sean, getting us ready. Oh shit. Monday night, we're watching this game. We're on a plane less than 12 hours later to Las Vegas. Clemson's laying 13 here, -500 on the money line. Duke +380, 55.5 is the total. I think some people are high on Duke. They certainly overperformed. I can remember
Duke won me a lot of money.
We were watching early in the season, and I forget what the angle was. One of us was super high or super low on Duke, and they came out and immediately looked good. I think it was in that Northwestern game. I think Clemson is on a mission this year. I absolutely like. I'm getting vibes. Do you remember who did they play that year where they drove the bus around the stadium twice? Do you remember that primetime game?
Maybe Louisville,
where Dabo was just like fuck y'all, like that's this season. And some say that this might be Dabo's. Dabo's in a situation where if it's not this year, when's it going to be? They have they have an amazingly easy path.
Yeah.
And they have to start fast here. I never understood the super early conference games. Like, it just seems like conference games everyone should agree they start later. But here we are. It's a primetime spot. For some reason, we all have to watch a basketball school take on Clemson here. And this spread's just disrespectfully small.
I like Duke. I like Duke as a home dog. You say
just all dogs today?
Yeah. AKA Sharp. You say Clemson has to start fast, but they don't start fast, right? And that's kind of their problem. They've been 1-10 against the spread in their last 11 games. You want to talk about talk about Mike Elko and the Duke Blue Devils, 9-4 last season. It's a new I mean, they are officially a football school once they got rid of loser David Cutcliffe.
Coach K is still there. They're.
I mean, I get it. Why you would take Clemson here, but I mean, Duke is bringing back a lot of returning starters. Riley Leonard, quarterback for Duke, he's an NFL prospect. So I think they're going to hang around in this game. 13 feels way too high for a home game. Colby, feel free to talk.
I'm with you. I mean, look, the best quarterback on the field we know is for Duke right now. Riley Leonard's proven. Klubnik is not. He's also breaking in a brand new offense that's drastically different than a year ago. And they're going with Garrett Riley's offense. So I think it was a good hire. Yes. But I also think it might take some time to work. And you're giving a defensive mastermind a month to prep for that offense. They returned 19 starters, 19 starters add in the transfer that started for the Miami Hurricanes. I think you got to take the points. I think Clemson probably wins, but you got to take the points. I think it's going to be a close game.
Be careful. This one might have fleas.
Really, the public's all over Duke.
Yeah.
What's the splits?
It's like 70%. It's big.
Okay.
It's big. Clemson flying under the radar somehow.
All right.
Just be careful with that one. I mean,
keep an eye out.
For the most part, I followed the rules, but I did break them a couple times.
Time for our lock, dog, tease, and bonus lock. Kramer, what do you got?
If I must go first, I do obviously wasn't just only taking dogs like Sean. I was mixing it up a little bit, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to sit. I don't have any dogs of real character, so I think I'm gonna go with the South Carolina. Give me Shane and the boys plus 110 here.
Wow. Ooh. What's the name of your Chihuahua there?
Well, I do have a couple small dogs, Sean. I know you were trying to insult me, but I didn't take it that way. For my first lock, I have to take LSU. Don't care. And honestly, the theme of all my picks is going to be I'm fading situations. In this case, North Carolina and Florida State are the situations I'm fading. And for my bonus lock, give me Texas Tech.
Okay, lane 14.
Tease. All right. What do we do here? Tulane down to a half. Rutgers down to a half. That's easy.
Oh, danger alert. Teasing Rutgers. Danger alert.
And give me Houston up to 7.5.
Okay.
I'll mix a little sharp with, you know what? Actually get Rutgers out of there. Give me Clemson minus a touchdown.
Minus a touchdown.
I'm going to regret Rutgers when they smash Northwestern.
Smash! All right. For me.
Look at all those minus signs, Sean. That's how you do it.
I have 8 dogs, 4 favorites, Ryan, for the record. For me, for my lock, give me South Carolina at home plus 2.5. For my bonus lock,
you made fun of me on that one.
No, as a lock, not as my dog. Wait till I let my dog out, Ryan. For my bonus lock, give me San Jose State plus 16.5. Run that back. For my dog, give me the Laramie Cowboys to win outright plus 455.
I'll book that for you.
All right, I'll be discussing after the show. For my tease,
let's check that price.
Let's see. Interesting tease. I do like Duke here. I'm gonna kick it up to 19.
My God, Sean.
I'm gonna knock Penn State down to 14.5. And then for my final tease,
when you watch the tape,
ECU plus 42.
When you watch the tape next week, you're going to be disappointed how little gut you had in those picks.
I gave out Wyoming plus 455.
That felt like you were trying to be a shark. That wasn't a gut pick. There were trends you were talking about.
No,
how they opened the season.
The look ahead spot is real for Texas Tech. I mean, I would maybe go Duke, but Clemson not a look ahead spot for them. So yeah, fading a big road favorite with a look ahead spot on deck. That's textbook handicapping. Colby, what do you got?
Let's lock up Colorado plus 21.
Love it.
Stop it. You can't do. People are listening. You're going to change your pick on that one.
I'm with you, Sean. Wyoming plus 455.
And we're fading Kramer's lock. It's great.
And can I also give out, maybe we sprinkle Colorado plus 700, parlay that with Wyoming plus 455. Can we put that down?
Might break the internet.
Green, you in to jump on a little
let's go.
team, money line play there?
Not
yeah.
me.
Love those two plays. You're gonna regret that, buddy.
I'll tweet out around Robin because there are some delicious opportunities here with San Jose State, Duke, Wyoming, and Colorado, and Boise State. Fuck it.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. Tease wise, let's go. Give me. Well, let's take Colorado up to 27. There's just no way.
Okay.
Then let's go to.
No way.
South Alabama plus 12.5.
Oh yes.
Wyoming will be like, wait, we can tease South Alabama.
Wyoming plus 20.
Yeah, there you go.
He's he just cursed it.
Then the bonus lock is East Carolina plus 36 all day.
Oh Jesus! Yeah.
I love how Coley held out for a little bit and then was like, all right, I got to go homer. Oh man, college football is back. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bankroll. Get in on our free college football contest. $1,000 to the winner, $500 to second place. It doubles if you're a member of our Patreon for the college football season. So, plus EV play if I ever heard one.
I did have an additional. I had a little parlay at the end.
Okay,
even though I don't have. I wasn't in on your cool parlay.
Yes.
What? Creating your own exclusive club, not trying to include me. We'll call it the Tigers cock parlay.
Okay.
Give me LSU, Clemson, and South Carolina.
Now, are you taking Clemson on the money line, Ryan?
No. It's a parlay. What do I look like? The podcast people are coming back. They're not going to like the way that you're trying to come at me right now.
No, right.
For giving them a parlay.
You started it out. You started out by making fun of me for taking dogs in college football.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Dare I go back and look at my unit sheet from last year?
Let's see that unit sheet.
It was positive. Nice little positive thanks to some college football dogs. Hey, get the DGen University gear up at our store. Use the promo code DU. Get 10% off. Of course, DraftKings promo code SGP. Get in on your pick'ems there for college football, higher, lower on Underdog Fantasy. SGPN 100% deposit bonus.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
We Tigers.
Kramer. Let it ride.